Alone, or stuff like that. So many of the themes come from personal experience, direct or indirect. A few things just came out chatting with the guys, like Murder and Funeral is about a witch being burned at the stake. And so we were discussing the last album. Actually, it was written a few weeks after we were done with the first album, so 9 years ago. And we were just chatting, and something came like, no, we used to burn witches for no reason. So it was involved then. Everybody was involved. Nobody stopped it.
What's up, Headbangers? Welcome to Headbangers Australia. We've got a band from Italy there, a thrash metal band. So it's been a while since we've had some thrash metal acts on the platform. We've got a band from Italy, as I said, they're called Bloodfield. Give you an indication, this band is known for being fast, heavier, filthier. This new chapter takes the band thrash foundations into its event horizon and drags them deep into the chaos of human despair. And they just released their latest album, and we've got Filippo, the vocalist of the band, joining on the show. Filippo, come stai? How are you, my friend?
Hi, Dan. Doing great. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Basically, you got your album that's just been released 2 weeks ago. Basically, how's the feedback been from your fans back at home in Italy, your peers and friends, and pretty much if Europe and Europe as well? How's the reaction been, mate?
It's been great, actually. It's been 9 years since our last full album. And so people were kind of expecting something new from us. And I think that their expectations have been met. I mean, we got great feedbacks. We got some great reviews as well from all over the world. We have some gigs coming up. So things are starting to pick up again. Basically, yeah, what I can confirm it's heavier and filthier and faster and crazier than the last album, and we really enjoyed writing it, and we will enjoy playing it live as much as we can, and I hope people will enjoy listening to it as well.
Mate, I basically have listened to the album, but before I give you my intake on it, but for those of the people that basically just the first time they just discovered your band, basically, can you give us a describe of what the album's about and the direction where you guys were going?
So lyrically, I would say it's some of a continuation of the previous album. Our first album was about capital sins, so it was 8 tracks, the title track, and 1 track for each sin. The new one, Homunculus Sapiens, is about what makes you evil, what brings out the worst part of you. So we have different themes. Along with different themes, we have different kind of songs. So we have some groovier songs, some songs are closer to death, some songs are closer to Bay Area thrash. So we have a mix of stuff going on in the album, both on themes and on music. We self-produced the album. We did pretty much everything in house. Our guitar player Domenico is a great. He's great at recording. He works for an IT company that makes musical software, so he knows the ins and outs of recording and stuff. So we're recording the drums at Industrial Studio, which is right next door to our rehearsal room, and then we recorded everything else in house. So we had full control over what we were recording. We had full creative control, and that gave us the opportunity to really do something that we felt, you know. So yeah, that's basically it.
Oh, awesome, man. Awesome. Basically, we also did a review of your latest album as well on Headbangers Australia. The review is on our website as well, guys. Basically, we were really impressed, so we gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Basically, what I really enjoyed, I like the intro, Solitude Part 1. It probably does describe where you're going into lyrically, how you're turning, how can someone go into the evil direction. But, and then it leads into Feast for the Fleas, and I thought that was a good hook to that as well. My personally favorites off the album, my personally favorite. I like Ultimate Redemption.
Yeah.
I thought that I just liked basically the musically of that song as well. And then you've got then Murder and Funeral. I thought that was pretty cool. I think I don't. Yeah, I believe. Despite my memory serves, so I think there's a bass part. I'm a bassist, so
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like when there's a bit of a bass, has a bit of freedom there. Um, but majority of the whole vibe of the album, for me, from my perspective, it's got that Bay Arena thrash kind of sound. When you listen to it, it sounds like it's an '80s record. It's got a lot of chucks. Basically, I really love the distortion on the guitars. I love that the it sounds thick, it sounds heavy, it's in your face, it's thrash, it's what thrash meant to be. So I really enjoyed listening to thrash on that album, man. I really enjoyed it. So I found it a really good element, and we've added some tracks to our official Spotify playlist. So
Thank
go
you.
suss up the songs as well. But basically, how I thought about the album, and then what the album's about. I guess from your own perspective, what's your you basically said you guys were really proud of the record and stuff like that. Because you wrote the lyrics and you kind of gave that journey. I guess my kind of question is now, like, what would it take for you to go into that direction, what would make you go, just to give everyone an insight of what goes inside your process and your lyrics and the way you create yourself.
So, some of the themes are personal,
Yeah,
and it was a way to, take something out of my mind. Some others are not really personal, but everybody knows somebody that had issues with drinking, or that's the kind of guy that parties all night because when he's not partying, he's alone, or stuff like that. So many of the themes come from personal experience, direct or indirect.
yeah,
A few things just came out chatting with the guys, like Murder and Funeral is about a witch being burned at the stake. And so we were discussing the last album. Actually, it was written a few weeks after we were done with the first album, so 9 years ago. And we were just chatting, and something came like, they used to burn witches for no reason. So who was at fault then? Everybody was at fault because nobody stopped it. And so we went on with that, and slowly the Homunculus Sapiens theme came out because pretty much every song um, was talking about something, again, the bad part of you.
yeah,
And the final one, I mean, not the final in the album, but the final in the conception of the album was Juggernaut,
yeah,
my personal favorite. And that song is actually about hope. So we speak about pretty much every kind of evil and problem some people can face, but there's always hope. So we wanted to dedicate one track to hope because you must never, ever lose hope. So that's the silver lining for the album.
yeah. And that's pretty important to talk about hope because because hope is what brings probably the way I look at the world. Hope kind of brings something for someone to aspire to, because if they don't have hope, they go into this descendant madness. They go crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
Because that their hope is gone. They just don't believe it anymore. And to put that into on Juggernauts, where it kind of basically has that, I guess it has that kind of that. Hard to put it in words, but there's hope. I guess I'm trying to say is that because without hope, you go into this
yeah.
direction, and it's it's pretty cool that you guys did put that in to explain that it's part of being human. Like every human has hope, and then when that hope is fucking gone, this is what happens. They go into madness.
Yeah, you're lost.
You know. I guess that's probably really good that that you basically put it there, man. So that's pretty cool, man. It's good that you expressed it artistically about that. So that's something that I didn't realize what that song was about. So that was pretty cool because I was just got blown away with the thrashiness. But then with inside that you got that. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, we had to slide the hope under the thrashiness, because we couldn't write a song about unicorns and kitties. We're a thrash metal band. But still, we wanted to convey the feeling that even if everything looks grim, there is still hope. There's always hope. You need help, you will find help. Because, some of the songs speak about alcohol and violence. So help is always there. You just need to keep, how can I say, keep your hope and work on it.
Yeah.
So from hope to something real.
Yeah, cool. So basically on the album, I always get fascinated with artwork off the album. I guess now that we kind of understand what you were trying to write, the band as well, and the direction of the album, for me, the cover does make sense. My interpretation of it is basically this person's looking at a smaller person. So for me, for my interpretation, it's like he's reflecting on himself in one way, because basically my interpretation, he's reflecting on it. So therefore, that's basically where he has this minute of solitude and just going, because he's going on that other journey, the dark side. So I think that's probably the crossroads of it. That's my interpretation of it. How was the planning process, finding the right artists and getting the capture that you guys wanted to create on that record with the artwork?
So basically, well, the original idea for the cover of the album was a bit different. We wanted to give the idea of somebody who's alone, somebody who's, trying to find their way. And so the original idea was some kind of cyberpunk labyrinth maze of, but then the artist we contacted to work on that proposed another idea. We gave him the recap of the album, the recap of the song, and the title, Homunculus Sapiens. So, just to explain it, for ancient alchemists in the 1600s, a homunculus was a perfectly formed, small human being. So, the Homunculus Sapiens is small and smart human being. It's the part of you that drives you to evil. So, yes, you are perfectly right. The character on the cover is having an introspective moment with himself, but with the worst part of himself.
Oh.
So that's what drives him. That's what's trying to drive him to be bad. And it's open to to interpretation. Will he listen to the homunculus? Will he not? Will he rebel? Will he be the best way? Or the best way he can be? The worst? You'll choose.
Yeah.
It's totally open to interpretation.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's basically just that, just on its standalone, like it's just that's just the hero image of that artwork, and it's really captured really well. It's just basically just simple in one way. You mentioned earlier that you guys have been getting some gigs coming up. Is there any gigs that you're looking forward to playing?
Well, the next one actually, it's going to be December 14th with two great bands, Elements and Game Over. It's in a place that just recently opened in Verona, and the place is called Damage Inc. So, the name of the place just tells you that it's the right place for us.
Yeah.
And we're really glad to play there because it's one of the few places around our area, and I mean in a 200 kilometers radius, that actually has a core metal presence. So after the pandemics, big shutdowns, and everything, it's been hard and hard to find places that lets you play your metal. You either there's festivals. There's a lot of festivals around.
Yeah.
But festivals are around April to September. And so September to April, we have to find something else to do. And so we are really glad that Damage Inc. opened because it gave metalheads a place to meet, gave metal bands a place to play, has nice stage and everything. So we are really excited to play. And it's been 1.5 years basically since our last live gig. So
Oh,
we're pretty, yeah, we had that live gig and then we wanted to focus on completing the album because it
yeah,
was in the works for 9 years. At some
yeah,
point, we had to say, guys, let's stop. Let's focus on that. Let's finish that. Let's package it. Let's find a record label, which was hard, but we made it. Thanks,
yeah.
Great Dane. And so yeah, we gave a stop to the live activity. We finished the album, and now that's ready. That's out. We have a lyric video already out. We're working on another video. We will be working on a live video too. So we have some stuff going on. So we said let's go back to the stage because we really like the energy from the people. So it's good to write. It's fun to try, record, rehearse, but the energy you get is from the people. There's nothing like that.
Yeah, man. You haven't, as you said, you guys haven't played for a while. What do you miss
Yeah.
most about playing on stage? What do you miss most about it?
The people. Absolutely. When we start first for counts from the drummer, and you see the people, you know, you're getting the people's attention.
Yeah,
That's it's electric. It gives you it puts you into the right mindset to play. And then when you start playing and the people start responding and they start marching and they start singing, it's absolutely thrilling. So we love that energy. We love to get feedbacks about the album actually. So the best way to get a feedback from the album, in my opinion, is after a live performance because they heard the album, but it's recorded.
yeah,
They heard us live, so they felt our live energy, and that's to me that's very important. So having
yeah.
feedback for that, it's great as well.
Yeah, man. Like nothing. Like when it comes to thrash metal, like I've been in through thrash metal bands. There's nothing. Or the best feedback is the live feedback that we call it. Because for me, thrash, it's organic. It's loose. It's
Yeah,
punchy in one way. It's violent. It's this and that. Not violent. I mean, not on stage, but basically the lyrics.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah. Of course.
fucking theme and energy. And I haven't played on stage for 2 years, but I just miss that kind of energy. And you're gonna
Yeah.
get it. I will soon. So, and I wish you all the best with that show. But
Thank you.
basically, just to know a bit more about yourself musically. What kind of got you into the thrash metal part? Were you all, did you grow up listening to thrash, or did you listen to other stuff of metal before you got into the thrash metal projects?
Uh, Personally, I grew up not listening to thrash metal,
Yeah,
but I found thrash metal pretty soon, around when I was 13 or 14. Before that, I used to listen to punk. I used to listen to old school rap, especially
yeah,
Italian rap. We have some great rappers in Italy. But then I remember the exact moment I fell in love with thrash metal. I was at school with a best friend of mine, and he said he was the only guy. I'm almost 40, so when I
yeah.
was a kid, CD players were not that much common. So he said, "Hey, my uncle gave me a CD player, and he gave me a CD. Want to listen to that?" And so we put one headphone each, and he clicked play, and I said, "Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire," and that was
Ooh,
love.
yeah,
Yeah, that was. I said, "Go back. I need to listen to that again." That little part of James Hetfield, you know,
yeah,
say, yeah, just go back a second. I didn't understand that, and so we listened to, and I mean, it's Reload. So many people will say, "Oh, it's not Metallica." No, I love that album. It's the
yeah,
album I grew up with. So to me, it's great, and so I started listening to thrash metal pretty soon, pretty early. Sorry, I started playing thrash metal a bit later. I was in some cover bands, pop, punk, and stuff like that. I think that the first real thrash metal band I was in was actually Bloodfield. We started back in 2009, so that was some time ago.
That's cool. It's good to hear how that give me a fuel, give me a fire, give me a star. Ooh, it's like I remember I'm in my 40s as well, so I was listening to rap, some Italian songs as well. My dad listened to Alberto Tozzi. It's probably for me it's a Bruce Springsteen. The Bruce Springsteen of Italy. That's what I tell people back home in Australia. Alberto Tozzi is the Bruce Springsteen of Australia, or the Jimmy Barnes. and basically, and he had a lot of rock kind of elements to his songs as well. And I got into more grunge in that era. And then Metallica, the Reload album, got me into metal, got me into going explore that. I think my first CD was probably Korn or Limp Bizkit. It's kind of funny that these kind of stories, people go, oh, that's not metal. But knowing how you discover and you go into this other spectrum of metal, I was having a phone call with a colleague in America, runs his own label and distribution. So we were having a chat, basically he was saying that, he came from nu metal, and then now he's working with, black metal artists, speed metal.
Oh, yeah.
It's massive, and people, it's amazing how your journey starts off with. So when people say, oh, but that's your journey, and that's something that no one can take off. And it's kind of funny how you and I, our similarities are the same, mate.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, man. But mate, before we wrap it up, man, is there anything that you want to plug away to anyone that's watching this interview?
We just want to, me and all the band just want to say thank you for the great reception of the album. Thank you guys for promoting the album. You were one of the first that, you got the info from the PR, you wrote the review, you did some stories on Instagram and stuff like that. So thank you very much for supporting us. And we really do hope that you enjoy our new album as much we enjoyed writing it and as much we will enjoy playing it live as soon as possible.
Mate, it's great to have
basically it. Have fun.
mate, it's great to have you. Mate, it's great to have you. Keep us in contact, mate. We'd love to know your journey. We've added some tracks on the official Spotify. These guys will have a quick summary of what Bloodfield sounds like. Also, for those of you that love to discover obscure and unknown underground bands, they've got a bandcamp. They've got a great label with the Great Dane Records. So this is a good pathway. We like to promote bands on Bandcamp. So best way to listen to all the materials. If you're into your quick stuff, they're on Spotify, Bandcamp. I'm excited with this band, what they're going through. It's good to have some awesome obscure bands, man. So mate, continue the hard work, man, and all the best in your journey. And we'll look forward to catching up with you soon, my friend.
We will catching up soon.